Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? Hey, it's your boy Foots. Listen, at the end of this video, in a day or so, I should be at 20K. I was like at 19,995. Like, I don't know, something crazy. But listen, thank you guys so much for 20,000 subscribers. Like, that doesn't even seem real. I'm going to keep banging out content. I'm going to hide from this draft for once. I'm going to keep saying this. The Cowboys actually, just went BPA and didn't second guess. And then you even see, moves like the Andy Dalton move. Let's be honest. Dallas is churning their roster. Bye-bye, Cooper Rush, a player who, he served his time. But Dallas is churning the back of their roster. Let's get Dak signed. Let's get this thing going. And it's a lot of good news right now, man. Listen, NG Payroll, this channel, my channel, Cowboys Nation TV, we have a new sponsor. I'm going to run their ad at the end of this video. The link is in the bio. NG Payroll, they do a lot for small businesses. Things are on the up and up. I'm going to try to get to 2 videos a week during this draft season, and then we will talk about, what's going to be next as far as will there be mini camps anytime soon, what's going to be happening, the Zoom stuff, the CeeDee Lamb video that's floating around, all that good stuff. So I'm going to try to keep content fresh. Now, now listen, I got a Neville Gallimore video that I think you guys would like, Neville Gallimore versus Tristan Hill. It's amazing to me that, how many people are just like, give Tristan a chance. I get it, but, for him to have no production year one, it's going to be hard when you got a guy like Neville coming in who's really he's going to compete. And that's what this video is about. Trevon Diggs versus Anthony Brown. Right now, everybody's on this Cheeto switch to safety. Pause, stop, hold tight. I'm not there yet. I think in the league, either you're a safety. There's very few players can just make that transition because of how physical you have to be. I actually think that Cheeto's a very physical player. He did play some of it in college, but he's not like a Charles Woodson or even a Malcolm Jenkins. I know he played for the Eagles, but he was really good at Ohio State and really versatile. I don't think that's Cheeto's bag. But I'm going to run a video, okay, that I want you guys to kind of let me know if this was really Chris Richard kind of handicapping our DBs. And then I'll talk about this up-and-coming battle and really, with the Trevon Diggs, with what he was able to do in press, okay? Just letting him be him. Could he come in day one and start? Let's talk about this. This is from the Boys and Girls podcast. This is really interesting stuff. I'm going to run the whole thing. You guys check it out.
What do you think Dallas is still lacking at that cornerback position?
I don't even think it's a personnel deal, to be honest. I think I think it's the fact that, you got to let guys, kind of do what they can do. You know what I'm saying? So, good example, I trained Cheeto. I trained, I trained Byron. I trained, Kayvon Frazier and some of the other guys as well. But the thing about it, what I noticed that in our offseason, even like we was going over certain techniques and things of that sort and whatnot, they were only allowed to do one technique. You know what I'm saying? So, naturally, other people watch film as well. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, one day we came into a training session and even Cheeto was like, hey, look, I need to know how to, kind of counter some of the releases that Amari Cooper is giving me, like at practice. And I said, okay, what kind of press techniques are you guys using? And he showed me. I said, okay, well, I would do this. He said, well, we can't necessarily do that. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, you're at a disadvantage. Because as soon as somebody see that, from a film scouting perspective, that this is only what you're doing, I mean, they're going to figure you out and it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying?
That's fascinating.
So, exactly. So
it was a unique, just for those who don't know, that's a unique Pete Carroll, Chris Richard, Gus Bradley created technique. It's called a kick step. And it's very much about letting a receiver guide you. And so just to give that the name, they call it the kick step.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that with the kick step, it kind of keeps you stationary a little bit. You got to keep in mind now, somebody's coming at you, but you standing in place per se. They don't have to run. Receivers don't have to run into you. You know what I'm saying? They can go around you. They can move you a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? They can go left. They can go right. And then once a DB get beat, you know what I'm saying, on a wide release or wide inside release, well, now he's going to try to move and he's going to abandon that technique. Okay, well, with that said, then you can't go into, in my opinion, you can't go into a game or cover somebody. Let's just say like somebody with exotic releases like Amari and Judy and and Julio and Ridley and, Devontae Adams and guys like that, you have to have multiple ways to attack those guys. You know what I'm saying? So, if they allow those guys, to have multiple ways to defend guys, I think they'll be absolutely fine. They're great athletes. They're absolutely fine. But, when you pigeonhole them, I think that's the problem more so than anything.
All right, guys, so you heard it there first on the podcast. I forget the trainer's name, but he is very plugged in with these DBs on the Cowboys roster. And to hear, Cheeto, first of all, I thought it was a very genuine interview. And I always had that question about Rashard is why are these guys not playing the ball correctly? Like that is strictly technique and what they're being taught. And I'll be honest, I think they were being overcoached. You really can overcoach players, guys. Me being a coach, even at the youth level, I tell my staff all the time, let these guys be athletes. You don't want them thinking so much that they're not making plays, and that could be kind of where, some of us not being able to get our team not being able to get those big turnovers or those big not taking the chances because Rashard was so hands-on that it was like, these guys weren't able to jump a ball or weren't able to, and you got to understand, Cheeto and those guys are young. It wasn't like it was Sherman and these guys who have been in the league, and they don't really have those type of personalities to kind of step out. Maybe Jordan Lewis in a sense, but the rest of them are kind of just like by the book guys. Brown and Cheeto definitely. So I say all that to say, will Al Harris kind of take the leash off of these players and coach them to what they do best? It's clear the size metric with, Robinson's size, Reggie Robinson, and then Trevon Diggs' size, both being 6'1", that they're bigger corners. I also say right now, this is just me, when you looked at his body of work in college, minus the LSU game, only giving up 170 yards in press, playing some big SEC talent, that's a big stat right there. I might put that on the screen, 170 yards, I think it was 179 in press, but that's huge. That's great. I think that I love Anthony Brown. I don't love him on the outside. I love Trevon Diggs on the outside because of nothing else. He will always be in a play because of his length. And you see that now. Jamar Chase got the best of him. That's great. Jamar Chase is going to be a top 5 pick next year. But I think that when you start talking about that married with Al Harris's ability to coach, married with Nolan's ability to dial some things up and it won't be cover 2 and Tampa 2 and these guys just kind of sitting. And I think that Trevon Diggs, it could be a recipe for success. Let's talk about the player for a second. Dallas was considering drafting him at pick 17. Like, that was a real thing. This is a guy with A1 talent, guys. So it's not, it's not far-fetched to think that he could come in and be better than the guy who, although he was a 4th-round pick, and he's been a high-level player for where he was drafted at out of Purdue. Anthony Brown has limitations. I don't think he plays the ball well. I don't think his IQ is well, and he's a smaller corner. He's served best in the slot. That battle now is going to be him and Jordan Lewis because I think that Robinson will be a backup. You want him to make the team. In the back of this roster, I got some notes here, guys. The back of this roster, Worley, Candidate, Godwin, Goodwin, whoever, okay, let's battle. You guys, that's the competition. I don't think that moving Cheeto to safety is it's not going to be as fluent as we think of just how we move Byron down a corner. I get it, but Byron was a freak of an athlete. So he actually, to be quite honest with you, has some of those same measurables that Diggs has. I just think that Diggs got better coaching in college. So that's huge right there. The fact that he was coached by Nick Saban, if nothing else, he's going to transition to the league and kind of be ready. That's another reason why I really made this video was I'm putting all that into my thoughts. Another thing is, let's give Donovan Wilson a chance. I wanted to draft a safety. We didn't. Let's give Donovan Wilson a chance to take the job from Ha. Let's let him and X Woods and those three kind of build. There'll be a chance for all of them to get on the field. Trust me. Injuries, different packages. I don't want to mess that safety room up with guys. Heck, I like the Boise State kid that we got from the Giants a couple years ago. He played well. His name escapes me. I just had our roster pulled up. Let me kill some time while I look at this. But Darian Thompson. I thought Darian Thompson wasn't bad. He was a physical player. Wasn't quite Jeff Heath physical, but I don't think he was bad. You guys tell me if you disagree. But the point is, when we start looking at this DB room, I think that like everything else that we've known, we have to remove the Garrett thoughts that these guys are going to be slotted as starters. And let's think about this thing for a second. Just like I'm going to tell you guys in this Tristan Hill video, Mike McCarthy did not draft Anthony Brown. He did not draft Cheeto Awuzie. He did draft Trevon Diggs, and he did draft Robinson. Those guys are going to get every opportunity to play. You better believe it. Cowboys fans, what do you guys think? Is it too much to say that right now Trevon Diggs could be a starter? I don't think so. Go watch his film. Go watch it. His turn and run. The speed is real. What do you guys think? It's your boy Foots the King as always. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. 20K, y'all, we did it. Dang, that's huge. NG payroll at the end of this. You guys let me know what you think. Peace. Okay, y'all, I want to introduce you guys to one of our new sponsors, Next Generation Payroll. Listen, do you guys have a small business? Well, Next Generation can help you pay your employees. It's pretty cool. They offer a bunch of different services, and basically what they are is a cloud-based payroll software, all right? They also deal with consulting. They also will help you with your taxes, state and federal. To me, that's pretty cool. They can also help grow your business. They can help with online visibility. So, with all that being said, you guys need to give Next Generation Payroll a look. You can do that by doing what? Going to ngpayroll.com or 214-396-220. ngpayroll.com or 214-396-220. They have a bunch of different services for small businesses, startup businesses, or just family-owned local businesses that really need help. Again, that's ngpayroll.com or 214-396-220.